Alright, I'm just going to shoot this as it happens. I'm not going to edit it, so I'll try not to go too long. This brown wire on the ignition switch connector, I don't remember. I think it's the accessory lead. Let me bring you up close here. Hopefully it'll focus. It's corroded really bad. I talked about this in another video. You crimp copper wires with brass, and over time they both oxidize, and then they get hotter. Then they oxidize more and get hotter still, blah, 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 for 30 years. So there's already a guy out there that did this. I just haven't done it. I don't know if it works. I'm sure it does because he did it. And you can always trust the internet. Sorry, I got to get this camera to sit here because I can't even be anywhere near it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this red cup, and I've got some white vinegar. Hopefully it's okay to use this so the significant other doesn't have a fit. But you don't need a hell of a lot. You just got to bury the connector. Alright, so I got a little over an inch in the bottom of this thing. And then, yeah, I know I could do this all off camera, but I'm not. I'm just going to blow it out here. Here's some, God, I hope sea salt works. I didn't necessarily would have picked it, but, okay, so let's, you see that? You want enough salt that it settles to the bottom, because you want it super saturated. Oh, geez, did it dissolve? Holy smoke. Then we need more. Okay. So what we're going to do is, God, I hope that thing will reach. You know, I didn't rehearse this. This isn't John Cameron Swayze. Ah, and then I spilled some. Way to go, dude. Okay, let's not let it sit on the tools and stuff. Yeah, it's doing a pretty good job. Can't imagine that they're still... You kidding me? No, there's salt on the bottom. Okay. So we're going to call that saturated. And then what you do is you... let's move this wire over here so I can get it in the cup. Yeah, I can't show you, so maybe I will shut the camera off. Or maybe I'll just make you suffer through it. Is there any way green earth here to tilt that far enough? Well, I'm just soaking it. That's all I'm doing. Do I see bubbling? In my dreams I do. I don't have my glasses on. So the whole point of this is to let it soak until it's clean. And then you use baking soda and water to neutralize this chemical treatment and then dry it off good and solder it. So we'll be back. Alright, clearly you can see the brass is shinier. That is happening. This is only, couldn't be 3-4 minutes. Couldn't be. So it's doing it. The thing is, where the copper wire comes out of that crimp is still dark, but I think I see some light at the end of the tunnel. So this is call is 3-4 minutes, and we'll be back after a bit. Alright, yeah, it's getting cleaner. You can see the brass is getting brighter. The wire is getting a lot cleaner too. The brown's a nice pretty brown. So it's getting there. It's picking up. I didn't use really enough solution in here. It's only about that full. And that's not enough, so I added, well, it was less than that when I started this, so I just added some more salt and vinegar to bring it up to here. Honestly, I have such a tiny damn bottle, I didn't want to use it all. But I'd do 3/4 of a cup or something, so you don't have to screw around with this. I have to stack this on top of another cup to keep it soaked. But it's working, it's coming along. The brass is clean. If I could just get the damn copper to clean up, man. But I see some hope. If you look on there, you see a couple strands that are starting to lose their darkness. So we're getting there. Alright, a new tool to the collection. Ye old toothbrush. It's got to be 15-20 minutes now soaking. That copper's looking really good. Yeah, that helps. Hope you're in the shot. Holy crap, we have clean copper wire. Oh my god. The copper wire as it comes out of the crimp here just corroded to hell. Wow. Yeah, so you need a brush. Wow. Holy cow. Okay, let's zoom in on this a little bit. Look at that copper wire, man. It's almost solderable. Has to be neutralized and rinsed again, but I'm going to let it soak some more. That is fantastic. That beats cutting one of these off and soldering another one on. At least I hope so. I'll shoot the soldering part here in a little bit, but I had to make sure this worked first, and I'm going to say it's working. Man, that's awesome. Once you solder this bad boy, there'll be a lot less voltage drop for all the accessories. I think brown's accessory wire. Maybe it's yellow, but I think it's this one. Alright, back in a bit. This is baking soda. It's probably got half an inch in the bottom of this cup of baking soda, and then I filled it about halfway with water and then stirred it. And I think I want to save this mixture because there's other wires that need to be done. I think the yellow might be. I'm going to check the red and the orange too. They're all large gauge 12 gauge wires that carry all the power into this vehicle from the battery. So you really want to make sure they're clean, because one of the guys' videos talking about why our door locks and windows are so slow, and he put in a cool couple of relays to speed it up and stuff, but I'm going to see what I can get out of improving the original factory connections and see if that helps. I've been through this before, and it can make a massive difference. This was just the worst corroded I've ever had, so it's kind of interesting to see if, you know, how well it's going to work. Yeah, that thing's almost clean. What I'm going to do after this is I'm going to rinse it in fresh water, because when you're soldering, everything's a contaminant, even water. So I may have to break out the heat gun, dry it off real good. Compressed air is too hard to drag all the way out here. But compressed air is what I'd recommend. Blow it so it gets into it and gets every molecule of water off it, and then solder the damn thing. Doesn't have to be a lot of solder. In fact, it can't be, or this connector won't fit. Oh, by the way, this style connector with that big extra tab in the middle is called a Packard 56 type connector. If you look those up, that's how you find the spares, so you can repair yours if it's worse than mine. Packard 56 type connector. It took a while to find that. I'd never heard that before. They look like a standard 1/4 inch quick connect. Oh, they're not. They're high current. So that's, there used to be an electronics company, Packard. They're still around in a small form, but nothing like they used to be. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, so I did the baking soda and water, rinsed it, let it soak for probably 10 minutes, and now I'm giving it a freshwater rinse. I think it's about as clean as we can expect it to get. You just want it, completely free of contamination, so it'll take solder. This is the whole reason for this. And I'll check the other connectors, the other conductors on this connector, and see what we find. But I don't know, man. I think we got a winner here. Let's take a look at this bad boy. It ain't brand new, but I'll tell you one thing. The copper's shiny right there where we need it. And back in the back here too. So if I can get solder to stick and flow to the connector from those two areas of copper, we'll have a very high current joint that will last forever. So we'll see what happens. I doubt I can get any to flow up inside that crimp because it's been oxidized. It's probably still oxidized under there a little bit, and it's really tight. So I think this is going to help a bunch. I think we're onto something here. Anyway, that's it for right now. See you, bye. I don't have compressed air out here right now, but I have my heat gun heated up nice, help evaporate all the moisture off that connection before you solder it. Alright, moment of truth. God, it took me a while just to set the shot up. I want to use my good soldering equipment, but I'm tired. It's getting hot. It's probably now almost 90 already. So there's our connector. It's pretty darn clean. This is the crimp right here. And I want solder to flow in here and back here. And not anywhere into this. Nowhere do you want it in there. Because that has a tab in it that's flexible that helps maintain a tight connection to its mating piece. So that can't happen. Now, I haven't used this thing in years. But that's what most people have is, I don't want the smoke to, well, it's going to smoke a lot worse. So I used an old vise here, electronics vise. This needs to be stiff and still and not move at all. I'm going to try not to get the soldering iron in the shot, but the most important thing here is to get the damn thing soldered. Boy, that is a terrible shape. Hang on, I'm going to go get a file and file this. I don't care if it ruins the plating, it's such bad shape. Alright, this is so critical. I went and got my good equipment. I just can't do this with a big gun that has a crappy tip. This is some flux. Well, I just fluxed the living hell out of the whole connection. You have to clean this up with alcohol afterwards. Actually, it's no clean, but I'm not leaving it on that connector. So a little extra flux will help. This tip is not what I wanted, but it's hotter than hell. Alright, let me get myself situated here. Okay. Well, having this anchored is good. It's solid. I can push on it and make good contact. Part of soldering is making good contact with the object you're trying to solder. So I hope I find that other tip. Moving, you lose half your life. So okay, so this bad boy's ready. We're gonna bring it to it here. All right. Are we still zoomed in? Yeah. All right. Here we go. Best effort. Hear it crackling a little bit. Oh, did we get some solder on the wire back there? My God, it's taking, and it's taking nicely. Holy shit, did that just happen? That just happened. That just happened. Grab me the alcohol. Oh, it's right there. Grab me the alcohol. Wow, I don't believe it. That tip was hot, and the most important news of the day is that connection was clean. And man, it took solder like it was almost brand new. So the connection's still warm. I mean, the solder's cooled and everything, but the connection's still warm, and that is the absolute best time to clean it because the flux comes right off. Holy mackerel, that took well. I am so happy. I'll zoom in and show you a close-up. I gotta get this damn, okay, where's the cap? Oh, it's right here. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, that'll work. You want this, the flux dribbled clear down into the connector, so, Christ, I can turn this soldering iron off already. Well, maybe that was a good choice. You use the right equipment for the job, and all of a sudden, it's done. The liquid flux, was an okay idea. You know, everything helped. We cleaned the connector, cleaned the wire, fluxed it a little. That pan, I didn't expect it to run out. They usually meter it real slow, but that's okay. Get this alcohol in here. This is 91% isopropanol from the store. And that and Q-tips are good cleanup. Okay, oh yeah, let's dump that all over. Grab me a paper towel. Wow, that was fast. I'm shocked. Okay. Oh, damn it. Sorry. Where are you? Right there. Okay. Alright. Holy crap. Does that look as good as it looks? Just like I said, I started in the back. And, okay, I'm going to take it out of zoom or this isn't going to work at all. Where'd you go? Okay, right here. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, that looks really good. Started in the back of the crimp. Right, hold on, where's my pointer? Right here. Okay, I started... You know how hard this is? Okay, I started back here at the back of the crimp. I saw that the solder was going down that seam in the middle, and then I added solder up here and it flowed right out. So this crimp is now soldered to the wire. That's good forever. It will never fail. So, and I didn't overheat the wiring or anything. See, it's super hot soldering iron, you just get in, get out, and you're done, especially if the joint is clean. Wow. Well, I don't know if I can video any more of this. This is a lot of work for me, but I'll do the other big conductors. See, there's a bunch more large. These are 12 gauge. These are huge, except for the green one. But anyway, I'll pull them out one at a time. If they need what this one got, they'll get it, because that will take and make the switch last forever and these connectors last forever. All right, cleanliness is next to Jeepliness. See you, bye.